Alright, so my name is Dr. Nicholas Tedder. If you're watching this video, we are going to take a moment and explain to you how upper cervical care or a misalignment in the upper neck can cause neuropathophysiology or disease, basically. So if you're watching this video, you've never heard of upper cervical care, basically what upper cervical care is where one of the top two bones in the neck, right up here, upper cervical, the bone shifts out of position and gets stuck. And when it gets stuck, two things happen to you. Number one, is it literally squeezes the brainstem. The brainstem is what controls everything in your body. It makes your heart beat, makes your lungs breathe. It helps you fight cancer, it keeps your organs running, it keeps your brain going. And if that brainstem is squeezed, then your body can't work properly. And what happens is it begins to break down. And if this breaks down over time, you start to develop disease. So I want to show you in our office some of the instrumentation or the technology that we use to determine, number one, whether you're out of alignment, and number two, if you're out of alignment long enough to where it's actually causing damage. And so I want to go through that with you right now through a patient of ours that we have, and so bear with me as I get the camera going here. Here is a patient of ours that we have right here, and so what you're looking at there is 3 lines. We take a scanner and we basically run it up your back or your neck, and it measures heat. And so this is a branch of science called thermography. Thermography, basically you run the scanner and it measures the left side of your spinal cord and it measures the right side of your spinal cord, and then we get a delta or a change in the middle, an average of the two. These allow us to determine how sick your nerve system is and how it relates to disease. So Johns Hopkins does a lot of research on this. What they found is if the nerve system is healthy, the temperature on both sides of your spinal cord should be the same. However, if there's nerve system areas, there are areas that are diseased, one side will get hotter than the other, literally. So again, with this patient, we're measuring left and right. Now, we put this into a bar graph. It makes it much easier for a patient to understand. Our ultimate objective, according to Johns Hopkins, is to get you in the green, where we see green all the way ups and down. Green means healthy. That means your nerve system is healthy on one side as it is of the other. However, if we see yellows, that means you got 60% damage or mild. If we see an orange in this patient's case, we see moderate damage. And if you have red, you have severe. 60%, 80%, and 90%. So we're able with a patient to determine whether, based on this technology, if their nerve system is being faulty, if there's actually damage to the nerve system. In our office, we call that a subluxation. A subluxation is when one of these top two bones in the spine shift out of position and get stuck in that position. And then over time what happens is the brainstem cannot do its job and the body begins to break down in this case. So you can actually see with this patient, when we're starting to talk about 80% damage in the upper neck, it's really affecting all these organs right here. Every single organ is attached right here at the brainstem. It's also going to affect this patient's immune system, which means typically the first sign of immune system damage is allergies or asthma or headaches. And so if we see this going on in a patient, we know that we